Hey guys, thanks for joining and watching this with me. I have something to tell you guys about Street Fighter 2. No, it's not the Special Championship Edition, and no, it's not Sega. That's actually the intro to my story. If you guys don't know, Super Nintendo is releasing a 30-year, or Capcom and iam8bits are coming together and re-releasing a physical copy of the 30th anniversary edition of a Street Fighter 2 package. It's there's 5,500 of them, so there's 4,500 that are coming in a red cartridge, and 1,000 of them are coming in this translucent green. So it's a very small run. I came across this, which is why I have the Sega running, because I was looking for a current, I wanted to see on Google, just doing some research. I'm a part-time collector, what the current worth was of a Super Nintendo Street Fighter 2 cartridge that was in good condition, so that when I go down to the local shops, I can bargain, with a little bit more knowledge. Anyway, as I was doing some research, I came across this article, 30th anniversary. If you're wondering why it's a 30th, because most of you guys know the arcades and everything were filled in Super Nintendo shortly after with Street Fighter 2 in 1992. The reason it's the 30th in 2017 is because the original Street Fighter came out in '87. So I know there's some confusion. Even my friend was asking me, he's like, how can that be the 30th anniversary edition? That doesn't add up, Anyway, so that's why. So Championship Edition was the first revision of the graphics, mechanics, and players to the Street Fighter 2 series, which had a lot of different revisions. This was the first one, Championship Edition. So I was looking for a copy of the Super Nintendo, came across this article of this short re-release of 5,500 copies, 30th anniversary edition. So here's what it looks like. So you get the poster, you get a manual, which are very hard to come by now, and then you get, of course, the cartridge itself, some retro gifts. They don't really go into much detail, and of course the box is also done with a reprint. So one of the things that caught my attention after I bought it, and I showed my friend, because they're now sold out, by the way, so if you bought one, keep watching. If you haven't bought one, I guess you can keep watching too. But if you bought one, this is what you need to hear. That warning on the very bottom, because my buddy, I showed it to him, and we scrolled down, and there's a YouTube link to the commercial, to the original commercial that they aired, and we watched it, of course. And it was kind of cool, go down memory lane. But after the commercial was over, I noticed a warning label, and he pointed it out, and he started reading. He said, "Did you read this warning label? It says here that it may catch fire, that you need an extinguisher." Time out. I'm all about being safe, but if my Super Nintendo decides to catch fire because you made something, we're gonna have a problem, big problem in little China. I'm going to turn like Blanca and roll through the wall and shock the devil out of you if you decide to burn my Super Nintendo because you made something poorly. So in my hand, I have a letter. So immediately after I bought this 3 days ago, or this is Labor Day weekend, so through Labor Day weekend I mailed this to them on Friday. They got back to me yesterday. This is what they had to say. I'll first read you what I put. I said, "Dear iam8bit, I just ordered a copy of this SNES 30th anniversary and I have a question about your warning, because its comments are extremely scary to read." I said, "Did you make a product that can't be played? Meaning if I play it, is my SNES really going to burn up? because I use my Super Nintendo every week and maintain it very well. So as a customer, I need some clarification. Did you make a product that was designed poorly and could make my Super Nintendo catch fire? Please say so. Or did you make something, did you make a product with the intent of it to be played? Then say so, and I'll keep my order. My hunch is that you're worried about people having this vintage equipment that might not be well maintained, and they're basically putting this warning as a CYA kind of thing. In either case, let me know so that I can either cancel my order or keep it. Thank you. So they responded back. We're sorry for the delayed response. We've been closed for the long weekend. However, your hunch was exactly correct. What was my hunch? My hunch is that you are worried that people have vintage equipment that might not be well maintained and are basically putting this warning as a CYA kind of thing. Their response was, however, your hunch was exactly correct. They go on to explain it. The warning was just because we wanted to let you guys know we can't be held responsible for vintage Super Nintendo equipment machines that may or may not be working based on their age. They go on further. So we don't even know how well maintained owners and their owners' Super Nintendo systems are. So we had to put the warning to the customers about any possible risks due to this lack of maintenance that they may face in booting up those old systems and plugging in a new cartridge. I'm kind of summarizing because it's pretty long. That said, if you were to play the cart in a new Super Nintendo system compatible or Super Nintendo compatible system, we would have no concerns about their safety. Compatible system and safety, that's key. So compatible system, that means, you know, the Super Famicom, the HD Retron, you know, all these different clones, systems, you know, any Super Nintendo compatible system. But it sounds like you shouldn't have any sort of problem whatsoever. Relief. I can play it and not worry about my house burning down. So anyway, if you know of anybody who's ordered one, or if you've ordered one yourself, point him to this video. Okay, I have written proof directly from iam8bits. I wrote both the USA company and CC'd the UK company. I actually got responses from both, which were the same responses, just a little worded a little differently. Anyway, so don't be afraid to play that cartridge. I'm going to be playing it for hours and hours and hours, probably the first day I get it, and maybe not much after that. We'll see. But just the fact that they put that in there, any SNES compatible system, I shouldn't be worried. You know, so obviously if you don't keep care of your SNES, it's been sitting in the basement or the dumpster or the closet and it's got about 4 inches of dust on it, and you turn it on with that cartridge in it and it overheats, then yeah, then you probably deserve to have it burnt out, because, you know, you're not really a collector at that point and you should know better. Shame on you. But anyway, so I just wanted to give you guys this update for anybody who did order it. Don't worry about it, you know, keep it, you know, play it, whatever you're going to do with it. I think it's a great addition. I'm glad they did this. They are sold out, so I am one of 5,500 people in the world who's going to get one. That's pretty cool. So we'll see if I get the red or the translucent green one. Anyway, guys, till next time.